Hi there, Laura here from Get Organized HQ, and I have a little bit of a different video for you today. I filmed myself packing for a recent trip, and I'm going to kind of talk you through the process and share a lot of my tips and tricks and favorite things for organized packing. The very first thing that anyone needs to have an organized packing experience is a packing checklist. This is absolutely essential. You'll see here I am actually using this on my iPad in GoodNotes. That way I don't actually have to physically print it out and it's easily accessible at all times. This is one of my favorite packing checklists that I use all the time. It has 4 blank boxes so that you can organize it in any way you'd like. And I'm going to leave a link below where you can go to the blog post and download this for yourself if you would like. And I actually save these and then copy them for the next trip, erase whatever I don't need and add what I do, because for most trips, the things that you need are the same. So no need to reinvent the wheel or give yourself another opportunity to forget something. So use what you already have. I categorize this into outfits, toiletries, other, and carry-on. So all of those things are in separate categories, and it makes it really easy to pack and make sure I don't forget anything. To start with, I got this new for this trip and I really like it. It's a hard case that will hold a hairdryer or my Dyson hair wrap without it getting smushed, which is really important. And I hadn't taken my Dyson air wrap on a trip before, but I really wanted it because I just really like it. And I thought I'd take it with me. And you can see I placed it there in the suitcase for this packing session, as is with the case most of the times when I pack. My kids are quote unquote helping me. This is my 7-year-old daughter. You might see my 5-year-old son appear at some point. She's sitting there writing a list of like a packing list because she thinks it's fun. And I just like to kind of hang out with them while I pack. And you'll notice the suitcase, I don't have super duper amazing expensive luggage. I think I got this, was it TJ Maxx or Amazon a few years ago? I'm pretty sure it was Amazon. I will leave a link to it down below if I can find it. It is nothing special. It's one of those like lightweight and it's a little bit of a hard shell, but it's not like it can get dented. It's not going to protect your stuff as well as like expensive luggage. But what I really do like about it is like how it opens completely and it has space on either side. If you have a suitcase that doesn't do that and it just has like one open space, stuff can easily get lost because you have to stack it up so high. So I really like the suitcase. And even if I don't put my stuff away when I get to my destination, it's more organized and easy to access within the suitcase. And you can also see, if you look really closely on the bed there beside my daughter, is my iPad with my travel checklist right there so that I can kind of see it as I go. And those 2 bags are some things that I bought especially for the trip. I had a couple of like toiletries that I needed. It was time for a new toothbrush for my travel and some cough drops and things like that. A big rule I have always had for packing that I think if any one thing I do is a big game changer and maybe a little bit different from what everyone else does is that I actually have duplicates of every single like makeup and toiletry item that I use. And that way I keep those packed at all times and it saves so much time with packing and unpacking. And it also makes the chances of forgetting something much less. And if I like use something up while I'm on the trip, I replace it as soon as I get back. I keep tabs on that. And so there is no like trying to remember to add my foundation in at the last minute or something like that. It also helps when, like, for example, on this trip, I was packing it on the Sunday and I was leaving at 4:30 a.m. on Monday. So I was going to have to get ready really quickly on Monday, and I did not want to have to like worry about packing up the last of my makeup or toiletries right before I leave. A lot of times, it's very normal to pack the day before. So this also helps with that. And it's really not that expensive. And if you think about it, like for example, with makeup, like I'm going to use that no matter what. And so it just means that now it lasts me longer. And as a side note, a couple times when I've run out of some makeup item, I have used my travel makeup as a backup. So I've been able to go into my travel stuff and take that out as a backup until I could replace it. So that way it's just kind of peace of mind that I'm not going to run out of like my favorite foundation or eyeshadow or something like that. And here's my cosmetic bag full of makeup. Again, this whole thing I just leave packed. I toss it in my suitcase, and when I come home, I just toss it in my travel stuff, and it is good to go. Now, that particular set of cosmetic bags I love. It's one of my favorites. Unfortunately, I cannot find it anymore. I got it from an online store that I'm not even sure is still in business. So I can't link to it, but you can find all sorts of cosmetic bags, and I will link to some of the closest dupes that I'm able to find for you. This is another toiletry bag that I keep packed at all times, and I always keep extra glass cleaning wipes in there because you just never know when you might need them, and I can also use them on my phones and things like that. I also always keep like extra Walmart bags and Ziploc bags, and that just stays in the suitcase. Literally, I sometimes just literally stored it in the suitcase, so I've always got that on hand. I just think you never know when you're going to need a Walmart bag, so make sure that you have one. You'll see there that I am making sure that I have everything that I need. I would call that like my toiletries bag, and I will link to that. It came in a set of packing cubes, and I'm showing you there those little scissors with a cover that I have. I love taking scissors with me when I travel because you never know when you might need them, especially to cut like tags off of clothing and things like that. All right, so I am showing you a little bead box, which I will link to, that is holding those little flosser pick things. And I use these bead boxes for so many little things, jewelry, flosser picks like this, just things that would just get lost if you tossed them loose inside your bags. And you don't have to waste like a Ziploc bag. They're very reusable, and I just stick it right in my toiletries bag. Y'all, I totally did not even notice this until I was editing this video, but my daughter is literally trying to zip herself in the suitcase. I think she was just getting kind of bored. I mean, she didn't have to stay there. I would have let her go play with something else, but I don't know. I just thought it was really funny. So I'm including this little part because my little guy, he's 5, makes an appearance here, and he has a lightsaber, if you're wondering, like a toy lightsaber on him. And I know he really wanted to make an appearance in the video, so I want to make sure that he got his chance. And like when I first started YouTube, they never wanted to be in videos, which was totally fine. I never, asked them to be. But like as time has gone on, they've been more and more excited and like wanted to show up in videos. And I don't know, I think that's just really fun. And my daughter has even recorded her own YouTube video about how to set up one of her little Picasso tiles houses. So I think that's really fun as well. This is just another use of one of those little bead boxes where I put cough drops in it, and then I'm going to keep that in my carry-on with me. I cannot say enough about how much I love packing cubes, and these are my absolute favorite ones. I got them from eBags. They're not as cheap as some of the others, so I'm going to link to both of the ones that I use. These are the more expensive ones, and then some cheaper ones on Amazon. I love the size of these. They're perfect for like socks and undergarments and things like that. I thought this would be a good time to mention something else that I do that might be a little bit unusual, is that I really like to travel with one single carry-on and absolutely like nothing else. No purse, no nothing. Therefore, I actually pack my purse into my suitcase, and then my carry-on just has the things that I need. And it just makes it easier to keep track of, not to like accidentally leave a purse somewhere or something like that. I just really like to travel really light with the stuff that's with me. And I always check bags on. I almost never bring all the stuff that I need in a carry-on. I mean, to be honest, it just will not fit. And you can see there some of the packing cubes. And kind of my style of packing is I just get everything in a cube, and literally like nothing is loose in the suitcase. And I kind of pile it on the suitcase. And then once everything is in a cube or a toiletry bag or something like that, then I go in and I kind of fit it in the suitcase. And that part only takes like 5 minutes. And you can see there how I am filling that packing cube. That's another of my favorite set. And it just holds so much. So I usually put 1 to 3 outfits in each cube, so they're all together. And it makes it really easy when you get to your destination if you want to like put things in drawers and things. And even if you leave them in your suitcase, it's just easier. And what to look for with packing cubes is you want them to be thin and lightweight because you don't want them to add weight or bulk to your suitcase. Obviously, that doesn't make sense. And you also want sizes, and these kind of nest really well in each other. So the size works out really nicely for these particular packing cubes. So you'll see here at this point, pretty much everything that is going to go in my suitcase is just piled up there, and I'll be taking care of that very soon. So here we are at the part where it all starts to come together. You can see I'm just taking out each of the packing cubes. I am expanding my suitcase. I love that it does that. And for this trip, I needed that. And then I'm able to fit everything in. And I love also the compartment that like comes on top and zips up so stuff doesn't shift around in there too much. So there it is, open again, and you can kind of see how organized it is in there with all the different packing cubes. I will also mention that big gray thing you see taking up half that side of the suitcase is my travel CPAP machine bag. And that's like a machine that some people need for sleeping. And it's like a medical device. And so I always put that in there as a placeholder, but that's the only thing that like I literally have to sleep with it that night and then place it into the suitcase after I get up. So that's really the only thing that I have to mess with the morning that I'm leaving. So let's talk about carry-ons. This is by far my favorite carry-on bag. I got it from eBags years ago. I will definitely link to it if they still have it, or the closest dupe that I can find. You'll see it has a pocket on the outside, which is very convenient. And then it zips open and has a couple pockets on the inside with zippers, and then those like little pouch pockets on the sides. I love how deep and wide you can open it if you want to, but since it has a zipper on both sides, you can just open it as much as you need to, so it's not gonna like fall open when you're just wanting to grab one little thing out of it. And it also has wheels that go in any direction, which is super handy, and a handle that lifts up. And then it is the size that will fit under most airplane seats, which is really important to me because I really like having those with me. Now you'll see there, I have a cord, and I am using a cord controller to kind of corral that cord. I do not want loose cords in my carry-on or anywhere. So always use a cord controller, and then I'm just sticking it right in there. Always make sure that you have like your laptop, your phone cord. Even if you think you're not going to need it, you never know. If you get stranded, you're going to want to have that. I also keep a hair clip in there at all times. I have some hand sanitizing wipes, and I don't think I showed you, but I also keep masks in there, even though for this trip, it was the first time in a long time masks were not required. Oh, there I am sticking them in. But I always have some. You just never know. And so that's how I do that. Now, I will link to my cord control video for you so you can decide like what kind of cord control you like. I link and reference a whole bunch of different types of cord control. And here again, this is my large laptop charger. So I just put the one side of the power brick in that little pouch. And then I am, again, going to really corral that cord. It's really long, and I'm going to wrap it up before I stick it back in there. So here I'm getting all of my medicines ready, and they are mostly supplements, not really prescription medications. And I've talked about before, and I will link to it where I talk about on my Instagram highlights, my health issues, and I've been seeing a functional medicine doctor, so they've got me on like all of these supplements. So I have those little pill bottles with the screw-on white caps, and the one she's holding up, the colorful ones, you literally just squeeze the side and they pop open, which is really cool. In addition to using those for like actual pills, I also like to use them for like necklaces, like one necklace per, or earrings, so that they do not get damaged. And I write in Sharpie what it is, and it's very important if you're going to take supplements out of their original container. You're going to need to immediately write on it what it is because you don't want to lose track. They all tend to start to look the same. And I also write how many I need. And then in that little pouch, that stays in my purse and goes in my carry-on. So I love keeping something with my essentials that has like nail clippers. I'm filling a little bottle with my digestive enzymes, which I need to take with each meal. I always want those with me. I've got like some Tylenol and basics and like a little wipe and just basics that I might need at any point, and I can just toss it from my purse into my carry-on and it's ready to go. So at this point, I have all of my supplements and all of my jewelry in that one little pouch. I know it's weird to put those together, but since I store them in the same type of container, that's how I always travel. Another helpful thing in packing is I always set aside the clothes I'm going to wear the day I leave, including shoes and also any jewelry, just absolutely anything I'm going to need. So I just put it on and run out the door, and I'm certain that I won't forget anything that I intended to wear. And also, I don't want to pack something that I actually want to wear on my travel day. So I hope that has helped you and given you some tips on some organized packing and travel. And when it comes to organized packing, there is nothing that helps more than being decluttered. So I am going to leave a link to my favorite decluttering video for you.